Do you think that we are very involved, compared to other parents?
Let your child fail. I think it's important to let them grow. And what we always say in our family, like you can't grow without failure.
Do you think modern parents are more involved than past generations from, some of the stories that we tell you about, our
Yeah.
parents?
Well, you always look at me a certain way when I dress, so you're like, "That's what you're wearing?"
Hey, I'm a father. A father is always going to do that, right? Even though grandma was tough love, sometimes I wonder, like, hey, does she love?
Does she even care?
Does she care?
Welcome to Parenting Untapped by Ali Talks. Join my father and I as we dive into the mind of a teenager and discover what it takes to build a strong, effective relationship with your teen.
Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Parenting Untapped. I'm Ali, your host, and this is my father Tony, your co-host. So today we're going to be talking about whether parents should be so involved in our lives, whether they should take a step in or take a step back out, because sometimes love can look like help and sometimes it can look like control. So let's get into it.
I know what type of parenting we are.
No,
So, do you think that we are very involved, compared to other parents?
I mean, involved isn't like you know what's going on because I tell you a lot of things. But you definitely are more like, you let me do my own thing, and you let me see where that goes, and then you're always there, like, if I have a question or need advice.
Really? You think it has always been that way?
No, back then, you guys were hovering, always helicopter parents, always wanting to step in, and make these decisions for me.
Yeah, I think, we've talked about it a lot too. I think we started changing up, towards the high school years, but I think early on we, first time parents, right? And then obviously you know how your mom's personality is. We felt early on that we were trying to do too much, even about food, picking out food, like, oh, eat this, it's better for you. This is tastes good, da da da. Early on, we saw, quickly like that wasn't helping you develop, you know. So we had to step back quite a bit, from then. But I know that probably a common theme in a lot of household, right? As far as which way to go. When we were really involved, and always making certain decisions for you, do you think that you feel more supported or managed at that time? Like,
Managed. Like, you guys were telling me this is the way things need to be done, and you weren't letting me do my own things.
how did that make you feel? Was it frustrating? Or did you just kind of went along with it?
Went along with it. Like, I didn't even realize that, right? Like, I mean, it's a good thing. Like, it definitely changed a lot since then. But it honestly feels like yesterday, right? Like, there'd be times, right? I would go to a store or restaurant and I'm like, what do I order here? Like, what do I like? And I'm just like, man, my parents always order for me. Like, they know what I like. And it's because, like, you guys always, like, told me, like, this is what you like, this is what's good. So I'm
Yeah,
like, I go
no,
with it.
I think that actually, believe it or not, was the indicator for us. We're like, whoa, she's out with her friends and she's calling us and asking us what she likes. We're like, that's not good, And then we really reflect on that, and we're just like, we actually always kind of pushed on her what we think was good rather than letting her try it out for herself. So then, in a way, we're like, it almost feels like when we do those things, it encourages you to shut off your brains in certain moments, like when we go eat, like you are not aware of the menu at all
I mean, to
anymore.
this day, you guys, like, still order for me when we're eating out together. But I think it was very unhealthy when I'm, like, out with my friends and I'm just like, "What do I get?" And you guys always now encourage, like, "Just get it, and if you don't like it, then it's okay. Now you know never to get it." But it's always like, I want everything to be perfect. I want what I like right now.
hmm Now, what parts of those do you feel is healthy versus not healthy? Like, I mean, obviously, food sounds very harmless, right? As far as making those decisions for you, is there any other things that you feel that actually can be pretty harmful?
With my friends, like, even they tell me they're so independent, they choose their own things, like, they choose their outfits for the day, they choose their food for the day, and I'm just like, "Wow," like, I would need to consult with my parents, like, "What do I wanna get?" 'Cause I'm always, like, asking for you guys' feedback or, like, "What do you guys think?" Right? I'm always trying to incorporate you guys into these decisions, but there's so much other things than just food, like, there's schoolwork, right? I'm confirming a decision, like, class choices, I'm like, "Do you guys think I should do that? Like, what do you think?" But I don't think of it as, like, you guys are, like, pressuring me to, like, do this, do that. It's more like me now asking, "What do you guys think?"
Yeah, I know for us, I mean, that's why throughout high school you've seen us a little step back, whatever you want, your choice.
And I never liked that. Like, it
And
was
and I think
hard.
I feel like sometimes you're so waiting for us to kind of help you in that way, but we're like, we shouldn't.
Yeah, like, I think I was so used to it growing up, I'm just like, "Wait, but, like, I just want you to tell me." And that I grew to be a very indecisive person.
Hmm. Now, do you think us being that way affected your independency growing up in a bad or a good way?
Um, I think it took a bit to adjust. It took some time to get used to doing things on my own. Um It was scary doing things on my own, I guess, making these decisions. But I've always had you guys to lean on. Like, if I made the wrong choice, like, you guys were always there for me to comfort me in that matter.
Now, do you think that by us being that way is what led to the relationship that we have, or were you, it sounds like you're, you know what I mean, we're not hovering to a point where it bothers you, like, you know what I mean? Because we've heard stories where it's like kids hate it when their parents are like trying to tell them what to do or how to do things. How did you take it? Like, is there ever a time where like, I wanted to do this or I wanted to do that, but because you guys forced me to go this way or that way?
No, I was happily following along. I think, yeah, I was happily following along with what you guys said because I believed you guys knew what was best.
Mm. Subconsciously, do you think that that affected your ability to be a leader at all?
Maybe, like, before, definitely, I was still am a little indecisive person, but I definitely grew from that as I started making my own decisions and understanding that it's on me, and it's okay to make mistakes.
Hmm. Now, do you think that it's a good thing, for parents to kind of step back a little bit and watch their kids fail, and then just be supportive and be there to pick them up when they fail? Or do you think parents should step in before you even fail?
No, I think that's so important. Like, I'm really glad that we've gotten to learn that together, these past couple of years. I think that's always so important to let your child fail. I think it's important to let them grow. And what we always say in our family, like, you can't grow without failure. And so it's always good to let them figure out what's right for them and what's the right way to go about things and just be there for them in that case.
Putting you on the spot here, do you remember the first time that we actually let you fail, and then what was that encounter like?
The first time you guys let me fail.
Make a decision on your own and then just kind of backfired.
My courses,
Which courses?
my AP Chem.
Oh,
Actually, I don't even know if that was like letting me. You guys highly advised me not to. But you were like, you let me make my own choices, and I learned from that.
now thinking back at that particular moment, do you wish that we had stuck our foot down a little further and just say, "Nah, don't do that"?
Yeah, I don't. It's probably not even like the first time. It's like the one I can think of on top of my head. It was definitely the courses. That's always been like in the back of my mind. Like, you guys like advised me to, but you guys never like there's some parents who are like, they pick their courses for them. Like, that's what we're gonna do. They're gonna do. That's the right path. And you guys didn't do that, and I got stuck into taking that class.
Yeah.
And it was too late. You were like, well, now you can't quit, like, right? Like, you can't drop out. Like, if you're gonna do something, you're gonna do it all the way.
Like, how did that make you feel, though? Like, did you wish that we had stepped in, or you're kinda like, you know?
Now, I wish you guys forced me.
No, I told your mom when that happened, I was like, "She made the decision, she needs to see it through." I mean, this is where, she's gonna build grit.
Like we didn't want her to take it,
And your
but
mom was heartbroken. She was like, "Man, I knew she was taking way too much with everything going on. It was not good." Um,
yeah.
and we're like, "You know what? It's alright." I literally said, "She ain't gonna die."
Yeah, like you didn't want me to take it, but now that you're there, you gotta follow through.
I mean, you still came out alright. I mean, it wasn't the end of the world. I mean, it probably, screwed your sleep up and screwed your mind up for a little bit, but you know what I mean? So you actually wish we did step up.
I
See,
wish
like, how does parents know when to do it and when? But, I mean, I thought it was a good experience in my opinion. I think, you were able to see it for yourself, and it sounds like you had time to reflect on it as well. So, does that kinda make you afraid to make your next move, or what does that look like? Like, n now moving forward, making tough decisions like that again, like, what is going through your mind?
it made me comfortable with making decisions knowing that it's okay if I fail at it because you know everything's a lesson. You're always learning something, and I was okay with that.
Now, is there a time that you can recall where we solved the problem for you too soon or something like that, where you kinda wished like, "Hey, you know what? I had it. I got it." You didn't have to step in.
That's so long ago. Like, right? Like, I mean, it could be with friends, it could be I mean, there's definitely times, like, maybe with schoolwork, I guess, like, things I didn't wanna work on.
Alright, so do you think, when parents give constant guidance, does it make failing scarier?
No, I think you guys giving guidance is actually more helpful, right? But that also, like, makes us know, like, you're there.
So, with Elena now growing up, would you recommend us to still be highly involved in some of her decision making early on and then kind of stepping back towards high school the way that we did with you? Or do you think we should, at a very young age, you know, um, let her kind of manage things herself?
Would
Because we're already kind of going towards let her be super independent. We're not going to correct her. You see the way that she's eating now at dinner, and it's kind of crazy because with you, I didn't allow none of that. I would be embarrassed going to a restaurant and then you just make a big old mess. But now we're kind of like, you know what? I let her do whatever she does, and then after we finish eating, I'll clean up after her.
Right. I think it turned out for the better. I mean, just because, like, that's all I know of. I know, like, it was pretty helpful having you guys, always be there, hovering over. Um, and I think that it allowed me to understand, like, the boundaries, and allowed me to see, like, does that make sense? Like, you being helpful and you always, like, deciding for me helps me understand, like, where you guys were coming from and why you guys were making these decisions. So it allowed me to make these decisions for myself later on.
hmm
Like, you guys were setting an example.
Now, do you think when we do those things and setting those type of examples, if we had pulled out immediately, would you be able to mimic it the next time you were faced with that situation? Or
No. If you guys always let me be independent, I wouldn't know what to do. And I guess, yeah, there would be more failing early on, right? But there's just things that you need to, like, decide for me to understand that. Like, there's to an
so it
extent,
sounds like you kind of had a positive experience with
yeah, like, there's to an
how it was.
extent of how much you guys should help us out and when to step back.
So let's talk about a tougher situation. I'm pretty sure, I mean, I can't recall a friend or a person, but I'm pretty sure at some point your mom probably like, oh, kind of this person might not be the best for you, or hanging around with that person? I'm pretty sure there's been some moments, I can't recall exactly who or when, but what about things like that when we're kind of not dictating, but influencing who you are around and your environment? Do you think that was good, that was bad? What do you think?
I think that
I know it's a tough question.
I think that
What's so funny? Are you thinking of a person? I honestly don't know. I honestly don't know who you're talking about right now, but
I think that
I'm trying to think of who you might be thinking right now.
I think that that's good. But maybe we don't want to listen.
Oh,
Like if you're controlling who we're even with good intentions, if you're controlling and making these decisions like, oh, you can't hang with this person, then it makes us feel a certain way and we're not going to want to listen. And we're not going to understand where you're coming from.
do you think we did a good job of letting you know where we came from?
No.
No? So at that time, I'm assuming it was a negative experience?
Yeah. Because, like, I didn't understand. I mean, later, like, way later, like, even after reflecting, sure, I understand where you guys are coming from. But then, no.
Was there ever a moment where you kind of wish we didn't do something that was maybe a little bit?
I wish you guys were more strict.
What? Excuse me? You wish we were more strict?
Well, in the situations that I'm thinking of, I wish you guys were more strict.
So it's a win right now.
It's a win.
This is a win for us as parents that, we.
You weren't that strict, though. You could have been more. Actually, no, you were. It just didn't make me like you. But,
Yeah, I
you
don't
guys
even know
were.
which one you're talking about right now. But okay. Do you think as a person today, are you afraid of struggle?
Struggle? No. Well, you always tell me, right? It's like a family value. Like, no pain, no gain.
So do you think it's from just me constantly saying these things to you that kind of got you to where you're at today? Or do you think it was the way that we were?
It's both. I mean, I see you guys work, and that teaches me things. I see you guys make decisions for yourselves. I see those things. How you guys made decisions for me. I see these things, right? And I'm learning from all of it.
Because I know with Elena right now, a constant conversation me and your mom have is, we're not going to tie her shoes for her. Obviously after we teach her to tie her shoes, you're going to tie her shoes.
Oh,
We're
even
not
in
going to.
elementary, my teacher tied my shoe for me.
I know, we reflected on those moments. We're like, oh my goodness. We're not going to tell her what we like as far as, oh, eat ranch dipping with this and eat this with that. We're not going to do none of that. We're just going to be like, you decide, you pick. We're going to foster that so that early on she's confident to making her own decisions.
Well, because you did that, right? Like, it's not completely a bad thing because he did that. I found my love for sushi and spicy mayo.
Bro, that was the worst decision your mom ever did.
So it's not totally bad. Like, making these decisions were good.
Do you think modern parents are more involved than past generations from, some of the stories that we tell you about, our
Yeah.
parents?
No, yeah. All my friends, right? They're always like, oh, my parents aren't involved. I'm like, really? My parents know everything. Maybe it's because you guys are like very young parents, but it's also because like you've been there. You know.
Yeah, with grandma, she didn't know what we were doing. She just had set rules, and it's like either you do it or you don't do it. You can get in trouble.
Yeah.
That's it. But other than
But
that,
you guys,
everything.
like, you guys following me around, hovering me around. You're like you know everything.
Yeah.
Is that a good thing?
The world is scary now, so
Is that a good thing though?
and another weird thing too is like, I remember the biggest difference between your era and our era was, I don't know, it feels like, we were able to go anywhere. I just jump on my bike and I'll be, all over the place.
No, my friends do that.
Oh, do they?
You just don't allow me to do that. I don't take walks outside my house. I don't bike. I don't view nature, touch grass, whatever people call it. Like my friends take walks. Like they go out when they want. Their parents don't care.
Do you think that was a bad thing? That's your mom. That's not me. Your mom was
What do you mean? You make those decisions for us too.
not really. Your mom's the one that
So if I asked to go out, like, you'd be okay with it?
Actually, I
Like, you
believe
guys are protective.
I'm actually more of the ones when she comes to me. I'm like, yeah, why not?
Really?
To be honest,
You guys seem very protective.
early on when you're younger, I mean, she used to be like, okay, but you're going with me. We're gonna be right there. I'm like, dude, you can sit there while she's, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, isn't that kind of creepy? She's like, well, who knows? I'm like, what are you talking about? Who knows? Were we at the mall by ourselves at the age of 13,
Yeah, like
14?
in middle school, you guys.
And it's fine?
Like in middle school, when I hang with friends, you guys would have to follow me from behind. One of my first encounters with one of my friends, right, 𝐏𝐚𝐫𝐞𝐽, and mom followed me from behind. I didn't think like there was anything wrong
You're
with
her
it.
only baby, so, she just don't want nothing to happen to her baby.
Yeah, that's why like there's like limits to like this protectiveness, to this boundaries, and to this decision making that you guys have.
So, I mean, it sounds so far that you've had kind of good experience. So are we doing the wrong thing by being super reserved with Elena? Obviously the goal of all parents is to raise high performers and independent thinkers, right? Like, what is the best way?
Maybe it's just me, but I think how it was for me, it was perfect. Like, I mean,
I'm
okay,
shocked.
even as much as like I say it, I do appreciate you guys being protective. There's obviously experiences you've been through that I haven't, and like I understand that and I appreciate that. Right? Like there's just certain things like I have to keep in mind. Um, and you guys making those decisions for me is helpful, I guess, to not be in that surrounding or to not be in that situation. And then also, but then also, like, you guys were also, like, very laid back as to, like, letting me fail, letting me do my own things, and letting me make my own decisions.
Really? We thought it feels like you built a lot of your independence and confidence later on in life.
Confidence? I'm not sure.
So, we were just like, hey, we need to unleash unleash Elena earlier.
I wouldn't correlate independence with confidence.
So you don't think independence build confidence?
It can. Like, when I'm making these decisions on my own, I'm very confident in making decisions. I guess, yeah, sometimes when I'm making decisions, I'm not so confident in them. And I'm, like, always asking you guys what you guys think and having, like, that as a backup to lean on. But I definitely,
So do you think independence also helps with overthinking? Because that's a problem that I see sometimes with you. You overthink a lot. And sometimes when you overthink a lot, it takes you longer to get to an executive decision. What do you think?
I never thought about it that way. Like, how my overthinking came. Yeah, I never thought about it
I
that
mean, it's
way.
all kind of interrelated with confidence and independence, right? When you overthink a lot, that means you're not able to make confident, quick decisions, and it's very important in life, right, to be able to do that. And sometimes we see that in you. And that's early on. That's why we were like, hey, we got to pull back because every single time, you're sitting there forever trying to make a decision, and we're like, dude, it's so obvious. Just make that decision
Yeah, I
and
think
go.
that did affect my overthinking. Like, I didn't think about it that way, but that is something I still struggle with, right? Like, being between two options and not knowing which to pick. I'm like overthinking. As simple as like the food, right? Like, what food should I get? I'm always overthinking every situation.
Yeah, and I think that's all
I didn't think that stemmed from.
that I do think it is a little bit for sure. Where it's like, when you didn't make those decisions for yourself and now you have to make those decisions for yourself,
And thinking what you guys would think.
you're trying to draw from the bank of what would my parents do and what would I do and what is the right way to do it and what.
Oh, so it's your fault that I overthink.
No,
That's
I
what I'm
mean, I do
getting.
think that, yeah, we had a hand in that. And that's why me and your mom was like, okay, with Elena, we're not going to do that at all.
I never thought about
Because
it that
that
way.
sometimes annoyed the heck out of me. Sometimes I'm like, dude, it's not that hard. Just do it. You make a decision, you live with it, and you go. When I'm around a lot of people, that is one of the most important things, is to be able to be confident and make that selection and live and die with it. Overthinking sometimes is horrible.
Yeah.
You know me, everything is about speed. Everything is about quick thinking, decisive decision.
Right.
And that's a big component of, leading people, is because you need to build that, You're a
Okay.
huge overthinker. Huge.
Okay. Maybe, there's just always going to be pros and cons of like you guys making decisions for me and whether that's good or bad. Because I thought it helped. I thought to know your boundaries, to know what to
Like
do in
if I
life.
had to reflect on raising you, I think what we did built strong relationship, right? We got your trust. You always lean on us. The communication line is great. It's always
There's
there.
the pros.
Yeah, no,
But
those are the
there's going
pros
to be
for sure. The cons are definitely,
overthinking.
overthinking, sometimes I still think going off to college, like, sometimes I'm like, oh, when she deals with certain stuff,
Independence. Like
how
full
is she,
independence.
beyond just food, right? Sometimes, honest, to be honest, sometimes I'm like, she got a clogged toilet. What the hell is she gonna do?
No, that's why. Like
She gonna have to call somebody to unclog the toilet, because I don't think I've ever let you unclog a toilet ever. Even though sometimes I'm like, you need to
please do
get your
it.
ass over
Please do
here.
it.
Like little things like that, right?
No, that's why I'm so scared. Like if you hear my conversations with everybody,
Or you're so used to asking. I hear all the time, you're asking your mom this dress or that dress, this or that, and sometimes, it almost feels like your style is a little bit built from a little bit of her too.
because if I wear a dress and you'd be like, oh, that one. So you have like some sort of like opinion on it,
Me
and I
or your
care about.
mom? Me, I don't care. Your mom is a little bit more. She likes to always kind of be
Well, you always
involved.
look at me a certain way when I dress, so you're like, that's what you're wearing.
Hey, I'm a father. A father is always going to do that, right? So when we look at things, we're not looking about, honestly, we're not thinking of what you're thinking or how you feel. We're thinking about what other people are thinking or feeling. So we're like trying to avoid
You
those things.
talk like you just think I dress funny. But yeah, no. Even with conversations with my friends, like I guess I do have those conversations where I'm like, I'm scared if I go off to college. Like I feel like me going to school in California, like I'll still be a little further, but still have that independence. But then me traveling and being on my own fully in a whole different state, that's like real independence that I feel like I might not even have.
Yeah, I mean, for me, obviously I'm talking about simple stuff, but, issues like, I don't know, car breaking down or a dangerous
Okay,
situation.
but like,
Can you handle those? Can you think quickly on your feet what you need to do if we're not around?
well, car breaking down and all that stuff, like that's common for a lot of people.
Even for you, it's like, for the for the longest time, I swear to God, you don't even know directions, and we're just like, oh man, sheesh. You know? When before, when you were studying at the Starbucks 2 blocks down from us, we drop you off there to study all the time. And then when you start driving, you're like, how do I get there? Like, what the heck, dude?
Wait, that's everybody.
Bro, at a young age, I had to take the bus. I already know exactly how to get all around San Jose. I didn't even know nobody tell me what direction
Well, that
to
comes with
turn.
you guys not letting me go out. Yeah, with you guys like being protective and like very cautious with where I'm going and who I'm hanging with. Like that stuff you didn't let me learn on my own.
Do you think, I guess, I mean, we're speaking obviously to you, but do you think without us, how would you manage, when you're in certain situation that we've always been there to handle it for you?
Like which situations?
I don't know, man. Like, somebody trying to scam you or something. I don't know. Or, you know what I mean? Something that you normally would ask, hey,
Well, even so, like you guys are sometimes like, oh, don't answer those messages and oh, be careful in the Uber.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. Do you think that without us there constantly reminding you of those things, are you gonna be?
Well, because all these things are new to me, right? Like, I didn't do that when I was younger, so me Ubering, me this and that, it's all new to me, so I still need you to lean on.
Was there a obviously you mentioned about taking the AP Chem class, but was there any other mistakes that actually you felt because we allowed you to go through it, it helped you grow as a person?
Mm, you let me quit sports, but that wasn't like a decision you guys made for me, but you allowed me to do that.
That's a big thing. I don't know. Well, I mean, it's a little bit off topic, a little bit different, but so I know some parents,
Decisions like
I've read articles where that was the biggest thing that you should step in as parents is don't ever let them quit.
That's why there's always
Make
gonna be
them
like
work through it.
there's always gonna be things that are like time and place to step in. I think dangerous situations, I think things that are essential for their growth, but they may not realize, step in.
Let me ask you this. If me and your mom, we went off on a vacation for the week and you were at home,
By myself?
yeah, by yourself, do you think you'll survive?
Now, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'd be texting you like stuff, but like I can survive.
See, like, I
But
don't
with
know.
no communication, that's a different story.
Yeah, no communication.
Oh no. Next up is my aunt Julie. Next up is her when you guys don't respond.
Do you think that you got more resilient when we started stepping back a little bit?
Yeah, definitely.
How so?
Failing in extracurriculars, failing in school, like failing projects, not the class, but yeah, that really allowed me to make my own decisions about.
I think the biggest thing that we still probably do is we help you with reminding you a lot of stuff. Do you think that if we stop reminding you, how would that affect you?
Yeah, I like the reminders, but sometimes, like depending on what it's for, it
But
gets
do you think
annoying.
that that's an issue, that you need a reminder for you to be on top of things?
Maybe I think if I'm being honest, that is an issue.
Do you feel like us doing what we did has anything to do with trust? You never feel that way? Because I would imagine some kids, they probably feel like parents do that because there's no trust in them. Do you ever feel that way or no?
Oh, is that how you feel? Is that how you feel? Like when you don't let me go out, you don't let me do things, is it because you don't trust me?
No, I don't think it's that. It's just we just protecting you at all costs. So really it's
I see that.
but do you ever feel like it's no trust? I mean, you
Oh
have
yeah,
to. There has to be situations where you're like, "Oh, you don't trust us
you don't
or
trust
trust
me.
me."
Yeah, but it's not like you don't trust me. You don't trust what's around me.
Does that affect you at all sometimes or
Knowing that you might not trust me. Um, no. I mean, I think of it. And I'm just like, man, like how can I gain that trust? Like, kind of annoying that I can't do things that other people can do, right? But again, like I like that protectiveness.
is there one thing that if we stop tomorrow doing would help you grow?
Slowly.
No, like I'm just saying, is there one thing that if we had stopped tomorrow doing completely would help you grow even further?
I guess some people have credit cards and I don't. Is that dumb? Like, so people are very
What?
no, like
I just said, what would we stop, dude?
yeah, like allowing me to budget and allowing me to spend on my own because and I never had that. So dumb. No, like you get no. I'm telling you, it makes sense. It makes sense. You just gotta wrap your mind around it. It's like if you guys stopped reminding me and stopped, I guess like telling me like, oh, save this, save that. Don't spend your money. You want to save up. You want to invest in that. Like I think other people like, oh,
Are you
I can't get
telling
my like.
so are you telling me that I should stop giving you my money and then letting you use your own money?
Yeah. Wait. Yes, but no.
I kind of like that. Wait. Are you saying that if one thing, I should just stop paying for everything and letting you pay things on your own and you're going to learn something?
Guess that's
agree.
what I'm saying.
I think I agree there.
I guess that's what I'm saying.
We'll have to.
Because other people have their credit cards, they're able to go on their phone, check how much is in and they're like, okay, I'm not gonna spend, like, I spent already so much. But I'm not saying I'm like an overly spender, obviously. But I'm just saying, like, it'd be nice to be cautious of what I'm spending. Because I spend a lot on food, right?
Yeah, you do.
So I think allowing me to keep track on my own.
So allow you to use your own money for everything. I like that idea. I think we can implement that immediately.
I don't know if that was what I was trying to get out, but it might have been what I was trying to get out. Yep.
What would you tell parents who are scared to let go and let their kids grow up and making their own decision?
Think don't be afraid. I think everyone's gonna fail at one point, and it's good that you're going to be someone that they can lean on, hopefully. And I think them failing will only just allow them to grow and flourish even more.
Okay, I want to wrap it up with this last one question. Does stepping back mean us loving less? Do kids ever think that? Because I can imagine. Sometimes I think growing up too, I feel, even though grandma was tough love, sometimes I wonder, like, hey, did she love us?
Does she even care?
Does she care? You know what I mean? Like,
Wait, I think that, like, when I'm telling you guys stories and I want to know your opinion and you guys, like, just decide on your own, I'm like, do you even care about what I'm talking about? Or is it just, like, young girl stuff and you're like, I don't care. Just you choose, you make your decision. So I guess, like, I'm sensitive, so I would think that. But I think that in other cases, I don't see it as, like, I see it as, like, you guys wanting the best for me. Like, I always will think that.
what did we do that kind of gave you that unconditional feeling that, no matter what it is, it always comes from love?
Because if I'm really upset about something, you guys both come into my room and you're just, like, laying in my bed and you're just, like, talking to me and then helping me out.
So it's just one single instance wouldn't affect it, but it's the whole body of work that kind of builds that love and trust.
Yeah.
So I guess it goes back to what you're
Constant
saying.
reminders that,
I
like,
guess it kind of goes back, to what you just said earlier, that, there was a perfect way to do it and you felt enough love in hovering early on, and then stepping back slowly towards high school was a good way for you. For us, I think, we definitely feel that there could be more,
it could have been better.
That's why, I don't know, we're going to find out, right? With Elena, we're planning to fully step back, and kind of throw her in the fire a little bit. Sure, there's going to be certain things that, we want to continue to kind of foster and lead her towards a specific path. But, for the most part, we want her to decide what she wants to do and what's good for her, and then making her kind of deal with that stuff.
I would like to see that play out. You
I
guys
think with
stepping
you,
back.
we were just like, try everything. Try everything. You went soccer, you went basketball, you went ballet, you went hip hop, you went gymnastic, pretty much everything under the sun, whereas this time I think, we're going to let Elena, what the heck do you want to do? And you
But
choose
she's
it.
so little. Like, you want to put them in very young.
Well, we're going to see what she likes, right? I mean, if she's showing that she likes creativity, music right now, by the way that she always interacts whenever we have music on. So we're going to let her go that route and make her stick by it, and not let her get out of it, and just making sure that she does it all the way through.
That's hard for you guys. Like, I'd love to see that play out, right? See you guys fully step back. Like, I'm not even sure if you guys can do that. Like, you guys want that, but that's hard.
Yeah.
Because even mom.
So, I mean, this episode was kind of interesting because I thought you were going to really say something about the way that we make decisions and hover over and,
Oh, but there's one last thing. There's, like, when mom doesn't like me, was scared of me to falling, riding a bike, swimming, that stuff. that probably affected too.
Yeah, no, I that definitely to this day I will not agree
I think
with
you
your
know.
mom.
I think you know.
But, I think, like sometimes, your mom, you seeing that you're a girl, so she's kind of like, oh, but she's already changing already with Elena. You already, Elena falls and she's just like, I'm like, nah, let her, you know. I feel like a lot of times, when your mom gets panicky, when you fell back in the days, it made you panicky, and I think she sees that now. So that's why when Elena falls, I'm just like, let her get up. And then sometimes she just pops right up and start laughing. And we're like, oh, see?
I think there's a psychology in that. Like, if you're acting scared, the baby's gonna know that you're
So
scared.
sometimes you have to kind of give them their own little space to, see that it's okay. It's not, falling is fine, But yeah, I mean, either way, I'm actually pretty surprised. I thought you were gonna say, oh, you guys are too strict. You guys are too on top of me.
As much as I joke about it with you or friends, I appreciate it.
Cool. So you guys heard it here first, I guess. In Alyssa's, case, she was okay with us being hovering, and I guess people call it helicopter mom. But we did pull back a little bit. We did identify some things that we wish, that she would have been able to develop sooner. So then we had to pull back a little bit, and sounds like she didn't have a problem with it. But
Yeah.
time will tell. I think with parenting, you never know. And in our case, it kind of worked out. But we are making some switches for our little one right now, so we'll find out how that goes.
We'll find out.
Until next time, guys. Hope you guys enjoy this episode. Make sure you like, follow, and subscribe. That would help us greatly.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Thanks for tuning into Parenting Untapped. If you enjoyed today's episode, make sure to follow and subscribe wherever you listen so you don't miss the next one. Want to gain even more valuable insights into understanding and connecting with your teens? Then head on over to parentinguntapped.com and subscribe to our email list for exclusive updates. Until next time, see you later.